Om. This is a piece of the Atharva Veda mantra. 2.11.1. Atharva 2.11.1. 2.11.1. And before I proceed, one small correction in the notes what he has sent by email. Mimi, he written me, dirgha and visarga. It's not visarga, it is hakara. He.
Hakara?
Mimi, he. It is mimi, he written me, dirgha, that is ikara dirgha and visarga. It's not visarga, hakara and ikara. Mimihi. He baro the other on the Kriyapada last ali. Bahochana. Uttam Pusha Bahochana. Hebrew. You got it? Mimi.
I got it, Sharmaji.
When you say apnu he, there that apnu he is hakara he. So mimi he, that is mimi he, hakara with ye swara. It's not visarga. That one correction is required in that. This is Atharva 2.11.1. 2.11.1. Dushya dushirasi. Dushya dushirasi. Dushya dushirasi. That's all. It's a piece of Veda mantra. Dushya dushihi asi. Asi, you are that. Dushya, dusha vaikritye. Dusha vaikritye. Vaikritya is vikriti, something abnormal. Dusha vaikritye. It's not normal, it is abnormal, crooked, distorted. That is dusha, dusha vaikritya. So I want to convey that meaning, that it is distorted, that it is not normal, abnormal, twisted, crooked, skewed, any word you can use. So I want to convey that I have to create a derive a word from dusha and becomes dosha. The one in which dosha is there is a dushta. The person one who is abnormal, crooked, is called as a dushta. So all that it comes from dusha vaikritya. Once I was invited for a lecture. It was for high school students. Then the headmaster wanted me to suggest a subject. Then I said, let us become terrorists. That was the subject. Then the headmaster was stunned. What is this, sir? You're telling, sir. You keep it, let me explain later. Okay. Let us become terrorists. That was the subject. Then while introducing that subject, I said, it is true we should become terrorists, to terrorists. Now the whole subject is clear. We should become terrorists, not for everyone, but we should become a terrorist for a terrorist. So that idea I got it from this piece of the Veda mantra, Dushya Dushirasi. So it is referred to the Satchidananda. The different qualities of Satchidananda are referred to. It says, you are a Vikriti. To whom? To those who are crooked. Those who are crooked will understand you as crooked. But you are straight. You are straight. Only people who are straightforward will understand you as straightforward, and those who are crooked will look at you as crooked. One who is crooked to crooked is straight and honest, just. It's as simple as that. A good man, in the eyes of a bad man, is a bad man. A bad man takes things in the negative way, in the opposite way. What is bad, he will love it because he is bad. What is good, he will detest it because he is bad. Dushya Dushirasi. You are so strong and crooked in the eyes of a crooked person. So if that crookedness has to be removed from that person, it's possible by you only because he feels you as crooked. That means he feels you as the opposite. Because you are the opposite, yes, you can rectify me, you are powerful. Dushya Dushirasi. Now, because of this quality, Satchidananda is referred to as several names. One such name is Rudra. Rudra is one of the qualities of Satchidananda. Rudir Ashru Vimochane. That's the root. Rudir Ashru Vimochane. Rudir Ashru Vimochane. So this Ashru Vimochana has got two facets. One is to wipe off the tears. To clear the tears, that's Vimochana, and make them laugh. To wipe off the tears and make them laugh, make them happy. Yes, it happens for all people who are on the right track. And if we are subdued because of some suffering, yes, we pray God. And God will give us that knowledge to overcome it. And once we overcome it with our efforts, yes, we need not cry. It will be out of suffering. So that power of God which gives us that light to solve the problems, yes, is called as Rudra. Once again, I repeat, don't go to the Puranic Rudra. That is, Shiva, Maheshwara is also called as Rudra. No, it's not like that. And Rudra mantras, what you got in Vedas, are in this sense. That's Ashru Vimochana. That's one facet. The other facet is, he makes the people cry. He makes the tears to come out of their eyes. He releases tears from their eyes. In whose case? Dushya. In the case of people who are crooked. He'll punish them and he'll make them cry. That's another thing. It's not that he will sit down and do it. It means the rules he has set up, the cosmic laws he has set up in the world are such that a crooked person will one day or the other come across problems and sufferings and cry. The system is like that. The system works like that. One is in the right track, will be relieved from crying. One is in the wrong track, will definitely be subject to crying. If not today, tomorrow. That's the system. And this system is, we call it as sovereign, Sarvabhauma. We cannot change it. We are subject to it. And this system is the one which holds good for all people, at all places, at all times. Whether I know it or not, whether I like it or not, whether I want it or not, it happens like that. That's the rule. Sovereign. It's above all. We cannot amend it, we cannot change it. Rudra, the one who wipes off the tears, the one who makes a person cry if he is on the wrong track. Now this Rudra here is referred to as Dushihi Asi. You are abnormal. To whom? That's a very important. You should not just take Dushirasi. You are abnormal. To whom? To those who are already abnormal. So when the Satchanda will become our friend and guide, philosopher, only when we are not abnormal. When we are normal, yes, all this happens. The Satchanda will be our guide, will be our light, will be our philosopher, will be our father, will be our mother, anything. And it will be led on the right track towards our goal. Goal is very clear. Goal is very clear. Strengthening of the soul, achieving purity of the soul. Why that? So that we become deserving for the experience of bliss, Ananda. To achieve this goal, we have to be on the right track, we have to be normal, and for a normal person and the one who is on the right track, one who follows Ruta. Ruta is the right path, the straight path, a transparent path. For him, he is not Dushihi. He is not Dushihi. He is a friend and philosopher, a guide. He is a Dushihi only for those who are Dushya. So if you want the God to be our mentor, if we want the God to be our guide and philosopher, yes, we should not be on the wrong track, we should be on the right track. So what is right and wrong, we have discussed several times. All those thoughts, words and actions which strengthen or purify the soul are right. All those thoughts, actions and words which makes the soul fall down, that means which causes impurity and weakness in the soul, is all wrong. It's a universal definition. It is not subjective. It's not that I feel this is wrong, I feel this is right. No. Whatever contributes for the strength and purity of the soul, that is good. We can verify anytime. Where courage is required, where purity is required, all those words, thoughts and actions are good. If you mistake, then what will happen? Then the strength of the soul and the purity of the soul is at risk. If we concentrate on that issue, yes, everyone else will concur that this is right, this is wrong. It becomes objective. One who is not on this track, one has understood the things wrongly, yes, he is called as a Dushya, Doshi, distorted, abnormal. For such people, the right medicine is Satchidananda and his rules. And they look at it as Vikriti. It's naturally. For one who is distorted, for one who is crooked, a straight thing appears crooked. Dushya, Dushirasi. Now this we are referring to Satchidananda, and as the real devotees of Satchidananda, we also have to imbibe this in our life. We should be bad people to bad people. Now how to be bad to bad people? It's not to redo or pay them in the same coin. No. So they're bad, I should also become bad and do it. No. I have to be straight. I have to be straight, honest, transparent. I cannot become crooked. Crooked people look at us as crooked, that's okay. But to train them, but to teach them, but to educate them, we should not become crooked. We should follow a straight path. And over a period, they will understand what is right, what is wrong. That enlightenment we have to bring in them. Not by being crooked, but being straightforward and honest. But they look at us as crooked. That's okay. That's okay. Because some people misunderstand. Okay, if he's a thief, you also become a thief and teach him a lesson. If somebody pays you a wrong coin, you also pay him the wrong coin. No, that's not the philosophy here. If he's a wrong person, if you pay him the wrong coin, then I become his friend. He will not look at me as something unwanted. He should feel that I'm unwanted. That means I have to be on the right track. Now that's the secret of it. We have to be on the right track, and a wrong person will look at us wrong when we are on the right track. And being in that state, we have to mend them, we have to teach them, we have to educate them, and bring them round. This I discussed earlier. Uta deva avahitam, deva unnayithapanaha, utagasya krishan deva, deva jivetapanaha. Like that, so many mantras. Pranvanto Vishwamaryam is there. So many such things are there. Manurbhava, Janaya, Daivyam Janam. You become a human being. You become a person who is thoughtful, and let such tribe increase. You work so that such people increase. So many such guidelines are there. The point which I want to make it clear is, a crooked person is not to be answered in a crooked way. Even a crooked person has to be tackled with straightforwardness and honesty. But he feels as crooked because he is crooked. The problem is that person. It's not that we should become crooked. This point I want to make it very clear. Dushya, Dushirasi is Atharvaveda 2:11:1. Next one. 2:34. 2.30.4. Same Atharva. 2.30.4. Yadantaram Yadantaram Tadbahyam. Yadantaram Tadbahyam. Very clear and easy. We should always see that what is inside us and what is expressed outside, both should be same. Yatantaram tat bahyam. There should be perfect coherence, correlation between what is in us and what is expressed externally. To say this is very easy. To say this is very easy. There is just a simple sentence. Yadantaram tad bahyam. But to really practice it needs a lot of courage, a lot of valor, a lot of spiritual strength, a lot of spiritual purity. Now, how we can do it? How we can do it? We should always keep track of what is going in us. The thoughts. Now, the thoughts that go in us is 100% secret. No other Sachit can understand what is going on there, except Sachidananda. Sachidananda, of course, will understand every thought of ours. However secret we may feel, Sachidananda can understand, because it is omnipresent, it is everywhere. It is in the very seat of my thought. Where I think, at the very place that Sachidananda is there, and it can understand what I am thinking. But for Sachidananda, nobody can understand, nobody can know what my thought is. No one. If they break my head and open my brain, they will not get my thought. They made the nerves and blood vessels and skull, but not my thoughts. Top secret, but for Sachidananda. Now, people will understand what I talk. People will know what I talk. People will know what I do. And based on what they can listen and see, my talk and action, they presume, yes, this must be the thought of that person. That's the only way out. What a person is, if I am to assess, I have only two ways. I listen to their words, I look at their action, and upon it, I decide this must be their thought. I may be right or I may be wrong. Now here comes the question of spiritual strength and purity and honesty and transparency. Whatever thought comes to us, we should keep track of it. And whatever thought comes, the same should be expressed in words. And whatever is expressed in words, we should keep track of it. And our action should be the same. Yadbahyam tadantaram, yadantaram tadbahyam. That is very easy. But this is what is required. And we have got several other mantras supporting this. Svena kratuna samvadeta. You have to talk through your action. Literally, we need not talk. We need not make a sound of words. No, keep quiet. Let your actions talk. Such guidelines are there in the Veda elsewhere. So keeping those things in mind, we have to understand this piece of the Veda mantra. Now the question is, okay, I think something. Now what I think is not fit to be expressed in words. And what I do? Forcibly, I keep it a secret and talk what is right for the situation. But the thought doesn't match with it. This is what we do. This is a problem. I think something which I cannot express through words. For so many reasons. Now here, to use this or to apply this mantra, yadantaram tadbahyam, I got two ways. Whatever thought that has come to my mind, right or wrong, good or bad, I should speak it out. Then both become same. It's inevitable. It ends because my purpose or goal is to match my thought with my words. Or the other way is, don't think like that. Don't think like that. Think positively, which you can always express, and you will have no hesitation to express it. Both ways is possible. Now the first option is a bit cumbersome. First option is not right, because I think some nonsense. Now, to keep up this work, I have to speak out that nonsense. It's not right. It creates a lot of problems. So second thing is best. Think right, think honest, think well, think positively, and I'll have no hesitation to express it. Now what happens if I follow this yadantaram tadbahyam? My whole thought process will get purified. I will not think wrong. I will not think nonsense. You see? This only when I follow it, it will happen, not otherwise. It's not just to chant. Tadantaram yadbahyam, tadantaram yadbahyam. No, nothing will happen. I have to apply it. Don't think something wrong. Don't think something ill. Because if you think ill, you have to express it. You are bound by this piece of the Veda mantra. Yadantaram tadbahyam. You cannot say something else other than what you have thought. So I cannot express it. Go back. Don't think like that at all. Think well. Think the good of all. Think positively. Think for the welfare of all, including ourselves. Now all such good thoughts, all such nice thoughts, all such noble thoughts can be happily expressed. No inhibition whatsoever. You can just express it freely. So the whole thought process of mind gets altered, gets transformed into something positive. Yes, that's a wonderful result. It's a wonderful result and it's a great achievement in human life. My thoughts are not left as they are. They are caught hold of. They are transformed and made positive. And the whole process, I got another word, it's called as yoga. Yoga is not just bending and doing exercise. Of course, that's one part of it. But the basic thing of yoga is this internal transformation. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. That is the second aphorism what we have got. Yogaha chitta vritti. That chitta vritti is nothing but the process of thought, the thought process. So you should catch hold of it and we should monitor our thoughts. We cannot leave the thoughts to flow as it comes because of our samskaras. Yes, our samskaras will prompt our thoughts, right? But we cannot leave it unattended. We cannot leave it uncontrolled. We should know what it is. We should control it. We should channelize it. We should transform it to something better. That's yoga. Yoga is 90% internal, 10% external. Now, shortly we are going to witness International Yoga Day in a week or so. But please observe, most of the time the emphasis is on the 10% and not the 90%. That 90% is internal transformation. That should be emphasized. And what is that internal transformation? Yadantaram tad bahyam. That is yoga. Yadantaram tad bahyam. I cannot think something and I cannot talk something else. It should be a perfect coherence between the two. Perfect harmony between the two. The words are very simple. Tadantaram, tadbahyam. Very simple. Very easy to understand on the face of it. But when you start going deep into it, it transforms our whole life. It transforms all our thought process. And how to do it? Abhyasa vairagya abhyam tan nirodha. It's another aphorism of Patanjali, another sutra. Abhyasa vairagya abhyam tan nirodha. It is possible for you to control your thoughts, channelize it, transform it by two things. One is abhyasa. It will not happen in one stroke. You have to be at it again and again and again and again. Then only tadarantaram yad bhakyam will happen. It will not happen overnight. It will not happen with one effort. It will not happen with one trial. No, abhyasa. To doing it again and again and again until it becomes a reality. You have to work and work. Abhyasa. Vairagya. Vairagya is detachment. To look inwards. To look inwards. Because all our sense organs and the physical body will always be pulled towards the external physical things, mundane things. It's its nature. Whenever there is a sound, immediately the ear moves towards it, externally. Whenever there is some light or some shape, yes, the eyes move towards it. When there is a smell or fragrance, immediately the nose moves towards it. It's all external. This Sharira, Indriya, Manas has got a tendency to move externally. But Vairagya is to pull it back inside and look into us, to hear into us, to smell into us, to taste into us, to touch in us. It's all internal process. That will happen only when we reverse the tendency of Sharira, Indriya, Manas, which is moving out, flowing out. It should be reversed. And that will happen only when that Vairagya is there. Vairagya is not forsaking things. You see, that is generally the definition. Vairagya is not forsaking. I don't want this, I don't want this, I'm a Viragi. No, it's not like that. External things are necessary for us to exist, to sustain ourselves. We are not leaving that. But internally we are diverting every sense organ internally, and the internal work starts. That is vairagya. We are not attracted, we are not pulled down by these mundane things. Of course we use it, but we are not pulled down, we are not bogged down by them. That is real vairagya. And this abhyasa and vairagya will help you to perform this yoga, that is to take care of our thoughts, transform it. And once they are transformed, that's the best way. Whatever is transformed, whatever is good, whatever fine that happens inside, we speak it out comfortably anywhere with anybody under any circumstance. No hesitation, no inhibition. Because thoughts are fine, because thoughts are purified, because thoughts are noble. Why should we hesitate? Then what happens? Yadantaram tad bahyam. Whatever is there inside, the same thing is spoken out. Boldly, happily, comfortably. And please note, such a thought will be satyam, will be priyam, will be hitam, will be mitam. Everybody likes such words because those words are weighed. It's not loose talk. The words are weighed. From where the weight comes? Because whatever I thought, the same thing is expressed. Yadantaram tad bahyam. When that yadantaram tad bahyam happens, our words will gain its weight, will gain its strength, will gain its internal power. Otherwise, our talk will be loose talk, and even though it is truth, it will not be liked by others and it will have no influence on others because it's not supported by the thought. Thought is something else, words are something else. Yadantaram tad bahyam. Now the next part of it, whatever we talk should be implemented, should be put into action. That's the next step. Now that indirectly is yadantaram tad bahyam. Whatever I got in my mind, it should be translated into words, yes, and it should be translated into action also. What is in me should be converted into action. Sometimes I may not talk at all, but my action will talk on my behalf. And that action should match with whatever thought has come into my mind. Once again, for this also the prerequisite is follow your thoughts, observe your thoughts. If the thoughts are corrupt, yes, you will not be free to act according to it. There are so many conditions, restrictions. So it's not possible. So let not the thoughts get corrupted. Let the thoughts be pure. The thoughts are pure. To put into action is wonderful, easy, comfortable. No restriction, no inhibitions. Whatever is inside, same thing is translated into action. Now once again, the same rule. If the thoughts are corrupt, this cannot happen. So transform the thoughts. That's in the focus again. Channelize your thoughts, analyze your thoughts, and make the thoughts nobler and nobler. Make the thoughts peace-loving and peace-loving. Then whatever is there, you can express it freely through your action. The same thing you are speaking, the same thing you are implementing, the same thing you are practicing. Now finally, what happens? The thought, the words, and the actions, all the three merge and become one. They're integrated. And this integrity of thought, words, and action is what is called as honesty. Honesty, that's the definition for honesty. Now, a word is given for that. I have told you about it earlier. Though avakhandane is a root. Avakhandana is that which is split, disintegrated. So to speak of disintegration, we use the root diti. Though avakhandane, from the though it becomes diti. And the abstract form of diti is daitya. Daitya we know. Daitya is a demon. Now, unfortunately, in the background of Puranas, when we say Daitya, yes, you imagine a hefty person with long teeth and horns and black and so many things, who causes terror. No, that's not a Daitya. Daitya is one in whom these three are disintegrated. A dishonest person is called a Daitya, in whom the thoughts, the words and actions never match. They think something, they talk something, do something. Such a person, one who is dishonest, is called a Daitya. He is a demon. For himself and for the whole world, he is a Daitya. The result of it is unwanted, unwarranted for him and for the society, because he is Daitya. Though avakhandane. What is the opposite of it? Diti, I told. Opposite is Aditi, where all the three are integrated. And the abstract noun is Aditya. Aditya. So this also has been restricted to sun god. No. When I say God, it's not Chaitanya Devata, it's Jada Devata. Sun is called as Aditya. Okay, it's all right. But the spiritual meaning of the Adhyatmika meaning of that word Aditya is one who is honest. The one whom you are referring to now. Yedantaram tad bahyam. One who follows that Yedantaram tad bahyam is called as an Aditya, where all the three thoughts, words and actions are integrated. There is no difference between the three. What he thinks, he speaks the same thing. What he speaks and thinks, the same thing he puts into action. Absolutely no problem. One very important thing we have to understand. It is very, very easy for a person to be an Aditya, to be honest. Because they did not think further. Whatever it comes to mind, they talk. Whatever they talk, they do it. Very easy. But it's very difficult to be Daitya. They have to keep track of their thinking and do something else. And they have to hide what they think. And whatever they speak, they cannot do like that. They have to find so many reasons to do something else. It's a very tough job to be an Daitya. But to be an Aditya, straightforward, it's very easy. No worry, no planning, no strategy. Straightforward, we just unfold ourselves. Our thoughts, words, and actions, they just match. But in reality, people feel to become honest is tough. No. Spiritually speaking, to be honest is the easiest way of leading life. No calculations, no workings. Just open out your mind, just do accordingly. So simple, straight. But those are crooked. They have to plan, work out so many things, hide so many things, and remember what they have hidden. Because sometimes you speak it out, the whole cat will be out of the bag, and they'll be in soup. So they have to struggle hard to keep track of what they have thought, what they have spoken, what they are doing. It's a very tough life. It's a very tough life. To be honest and straightforward is very, very easy and simple. But one thing is true. In the beginning, it appears a bit tough because people are not ready to accept honesty straight. They got their own reservations. And they say, what is this fellow? Whatever he comes to his mind, he speaks out. Whether it's palatable or not, whether it is hita or not, it's priya or not. That's what they think in the beginning. But over a period, if we pursue it, the whole picture will change. Every word of ours becomes credible. Every word of ours becomes dependable. Every word that we utter becomes believable. Everybody will understand that. No, that person is very honest. Whatever that person thinks, the same thing that person speaks, and the same thing he does it. So he's reliable. He's reliable. And what's the word for the reliability? It is Sheela. Sheela, character. Sheela is character. How do you get that word Sheela? Sheela Samadhau. That's the root. Sheela Samadhau. This all will have the same base. Samadhi. Adhi means the base. Sama Adhi. So what is that same base? It's the same base for our thoughts. It is the same base for our words. It is the same base for our actions. All the three have got the same base. Samadhi. The same base, the same platform. So that person in whom the thoughts, words and actions have got the same base is called as a Shilavanta or Shilavati. Shila means that, character is that. We have got a definition of that Shila now. We know the word Shila, but how you have to understand it? Shila Samadho is the root. And all the three have the same base. They are not different. From the same base comes our thoughts, from the same base comes out the words, from the same base comes out the actions. That person is called as Shilavanta or Shilavati. So these people will understand over a period. It takes little time, fine. But once a person is recognized as Shilavanta or Shilavati, or a person with reliable, credible character, the whole picture is different. The whole picture is different. That we have to achieve. And what is the starting point? Edantaram tadbahyam. That's all. Words are so simple, but the depth is too high. You have to understand it and put it into practice. Once you start practicing it, you'll understand the depth. You'll be able to understand the different problems and hurdles that you have to face. And once you cross them, yes, it's a beautiful world for us. It's a beautiful relationship with others. And it's a beautiful credibility and Shila for us. A beautiful character for us. All predictable, all reliable, all credible, all honest, all transparent. And life becomes so easy and simple. So this is Yad Bahyam Tadantaram. Next one. Now all this explanation is limited to my capacity. But if you start going deep into it, yes, you'll understand so many things. With my study, I have told this. Next one. One second. Okay, anyhow, the other one we'll see in the next class. I had kept it ready. The pages got turned. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sharma.
Now, the Vedic style is that words are too minimum, but the meaning what it conveys, the implication of that is too wide. So that style we have to grasp, and through that style only we have to understand the Vedic words and the sentences and the Veda mantras. And one thing is certain, anything in the Veda, if you study, yes, it always helps us to transform ourselves internally. It always helps for the spiritual progress. That's a very, very important thing. And the spiritual progress is the essence of whole human life. May live for 60 years, 80 years, 100 years. But if spiritual progress is not practiced, then the whole human life is a waste. It's animal-like. So it stresses on that human way of life and what is to be done, and every piece of the Veda mantra, every word of it helps us to achieve it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sharma.